Hey guys, welcome to my tutorial where I am creating a dirt to mud converter. This dirt to mud converter fits in a footprint of 19 by 28 by 28 and can convert 22,000 mud per hour. However, the farm is Autoclicker based, meaning you have to use an Autoclicker to use the farm. However, you can rebind your right click button as seen here. So if you go down here to use item place block, if you change it to a random key like the letter G for example here, you can use the farm like this. To demonstrate the farm, I am going to use this carpet bot here to place the dirt for me so that I can fly around and show you what's happening. So as you can see here, after they pass this dispenser, they turn into mud, and then the mud gets pushed along into this system here, where TNT is dropped down and is perfectly aligned onto this obsidian block to blow up the mud. Now in the center we have a strip of 3 being pushed down in the middle, while the side mud blocks are pushed down on the side. I think you can put a piston here instead, like right there, and then have all the blocks go down this way. But I decided to do this because I thought it looked cooler, and yeah, that's about it. Over here, we're using observers to power the dispensers over here. Now this is for the reason that we want to be able to remove this stuff manually in case you want to take that out when you're finished using the farm, and B, we want this observer to only pulse once. So this observer will only pulse when this gets powered, and since it unpowers at the same time an observer unpowers, it won't have enough time to update, and as such it will only power this dispenser over here once. Now over here we look at our carpet bot, and he's placing the dirt right on this block here, putting all the dirt like that in a strip of 5, and every time that happens this bread and dust gets powered, powering this repeater, powering this whole thing, pushing the dirt and then pushing it down, while also dispensing more dirt at you so that you don't have to change slots and refill your hotbar. The, once the mud is exploded, it'll fall down here, get picked up by this hopper minecart, and is sent down at 4 times hopper speed into whatever storage system you may have. Here I'm using wall blocks as this is the carpet mod, and hopper counters are very useful. I should mention that once you use the farm and finish using it, you must remove all the dirt and mud that's stuck in the system, because when you next use the system, that stuff will clog up the system and end up breaking the farm. So yes, please remember to remove any mud or dirt that remains after your use of the farm. So you want to start with a 1 by 3 walkway here, and this is where you'll stand to place your dirt, which will be off in this direction. So you're going to have some blocks here. These don't have to be glass, but it's good to have them. I'm building them out of glass just because it looks good. You've got a redstone torch. You'll place it on this block here. After going 4 blocks out, this will be your 5th block, and then off of this torch you'll have a block here, and then over here you grab the pistons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, off of this block from the torch, you'll place 1 block, and then 5 blocks off of this, plus another. So, and then you put a dust here, and a repeater here on 3 ticks. Then you'll put down your redstone dust here, and then yeah. After that, what you want to do is come up to this side and put down some temporary blocks, put down a piston, and then have four more facing down like this. And then you'll have some more blocks down here. This is what you place your dirt on. So you'll come down here and place your blocks there. Now, from the side of this piston, you'll want to have some immovable blocks. So I'm using obsidian here, but you can use stuff like a furnace or chests, but my favorite is obsidian. And that's that for that part. Off of this, you'll have a system here. So you go put down those few blocks, chuck down a repeater on one tick there, block there, and 5 redstone dust. So essentially, what this will do is when you aim properly, if I can aim properly, turn on your autoclicker, those will immediately push them down. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to have the refill system to replenish your dirt. So you're going to have some walls over here just for safety, and you'll have a missing block over here. And you'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out from that, and put some walls on this. And then from here, you go place a dropper there, and 4 more. In total, you should have 5 droppers. On these droppers, you place down 5 redstone dust, and from the side of these droppers, you can put down some hoppers with chests on top, and this is where you'll put your dirt in to be replenished. Now, from here, we grab ourselves a sign and some water. Place the sign on this block, and go over here, place down the water. So when these pistons get activated, these droppers will also get activated, and then you'll get all your dirt back. So coming under what you've built so far, you want to have 1, 2 temporary blocks, and then a dispenser here. Now this is what's going to be used to convert your dirt into mud, and you'll have 5 of them like that. Now coming off the back of this, you want some observers, some glass. It's very important that this is glass or any other transparent block, because if it's a solid block, what you're going to end up doing is you're going to end up powering this dispenser over here even though it isn't under that block. So it is important that that is glass. So you're going to have 5 more dispensers under here, and this is what's going to refill your bottles. So coming from this, we want a strip of another 5 blocks with a wall around it, and we go up to this height, I believe. And then we'll have hoppers going into those dispensers at the top. This is to refill, and hoppers going into the sides of those hoppers. Now on the first 2 rows of hoppers, you're going to have composters. This is just to reduce lag, because lag reduction is always nice. And for the last row of hoppers, you're going to have some glass on the sides. Raise your wall up just a bit more, and then what you're going to do is you're going to fill this up with water. So do this however you like. I'm going to do it this way because I'm creative. And just fill it up with water like that, so that all the water flows towards their respective hoppers. Then on top of the water, you'll have glass, but before that, you should place your trapdoors down, and this is to help separate your water bottle so that a water bottle from this slice doesn't go into this slice. It's just good to have. A note to have, you don't need 1 trapdoor, because this will separate it anyway, but I like to have it there anyway just because symmetry. So you have that straight up until your water source. Like so. And now you put your glass on top. And then that's that part done. Now what you do is you want to put your hoppers here, 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 and here, leading into that dispenser so that any empty bottles from this will make their way back into this dispenser to get refilled. Now at the end of it, your one slice should look exactly like this. You'll have your trapdoors there, your hoppers going in. I'm using a texture pack to show the direction of the hoppers. I may leave this in the description. It may be helpful. So all this should be working like this. So now coming off of these dispensers over here, you want 1, 2, 3 temporary blocks. Break the first 2, put down an observer there, and repeat that for all 5 slices. And then in front of these observers, you're going to have a block down here coming off like this, and you'll want another block coming off the side and one on next to the observers. Now you put down some redstone dust here, and off this block up here next to your torch, you're going to have another redstone dust, and off of this you want a piston with an observer facing downwards. So what this will do is when the blocks come along, they'll activate this, and then if there's a block in front of the dispensers, then the observers will power them. So under this hopper over here, under the dispensers, you want to have one block down, and then from this you'll have the piston here. Break that block and place some more pistons like this, not like that. And then you'll come over here and you'll place your observers here. You'll place some solid blocks here with some note blocks underneath. And this will push the blocks off in that direction to be blown up. Now under these pistons here, off to the side, you'll want some obsidian here, just in case, for whatever reason, this piston pushes blocks out too much, or you forgot to remove blocks in the system previously. This is so that there's less cleanup required, and hopefully you'll have a nicer day. So now let's get started on the piston layout. What you'll want to do is you want to go to the center piston over here, and you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 blocks from that. And off this you'll have 3 obsidian in a formation like that. Destroy those previous blocks, and now what you'll want to do is you want to go place a piston there, there, and there, along with an observer there, there, and there. Now we'll have some solder blocks here, some note blocks here, and these aren't necessary, but they're very good for quieting down your note blocks. You don't want to hear the constant notes coming out of this. So it's good to have those blocks there, but they aren't completely necessary. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to grab another piston, go over here, and we're gonna go out by 4 more blocks. So you should have 5 pistons like this. Now off to the side here, you'll want to go down by 3 blocks so that you'll have a 1 block gap under the piston and it's off to the side. And you'll want to have a 3 block wide gap. In the middle, you'll have a redstone torch with a repeater going off to each side. Now on the other side, we're going to do the same thing. So piston, 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 piston. And yeah, so now what's going to happen is when a block is here, a redstone dust, which will be here, will get powered. And then we'll extend off over here to power a block with your repeater. And then you'll put a dust here and all along these pistons. I'll do the same on this side. We go out by 1 with a gap, place a redstone dust here, block there, repeater, dust and dust along the pistons. So from under this obsidian, we're going to want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 blocks down and 1 block to the side. And from this block, you want to place your obsidian. Now, this is where the TNT is going to fall down and blow up all the mud blocks around it. So now what you want to do is you want to come over to this side and you'll want to place an observer here after placing 2 temporary blocks next to that observer there. Now this observer will power this block here, which will then power this, a repeater on 4 ticks of delay, going into another block, then another block to the side, and you'll have 2 dust here. Now what you're going to do is you're going to have 2 comparators facing this direction and 2 comparators facing this direction, and this will create what is known as a pulse extender. Now coming off of this block here, we're going to have 1 piston, and then we get started with the clock. So now coming off of this piston, we want 2 slime blocks with an obsidian on this side and obsidian on this side. Now you want to place 1 temporary block and put an observer facing downwards like this, and then off of this you want a block there, 2 blocks coming off of that, a block coming off of that with another 2 next to it, a block up like that, and a block to the side like this. And then you also want another block in the corner like that. Now coming off of this block, we want another block, and then we'll have our sticky piston right here, and this is what's going to be powering our TNT duper and moving it around. Now coming off of this observer here, we want a repeater facing this way on 4 ticks, and remember all these repeaters are on 4 ticks, so no need for memorizing random redstone repeater delays. And we'll have another repeater over here also on 4 ticks. So now coming back down to our pistons over here, we're going to go place 1 temporary block and place an obsidian like that, and then off to the side we're going to have 2 blocks right there, and then another 2 blocks right there. Now off this block here we're going to have a deep slate tile wall. It can be any wall as long as it is a wall. And then over here we'll have a fence gate, and make sure you open that. This is where the TNT will fall down, and this is what's going to be used to align the TNT perfectly so that it would fall directly onto this block. Okay, so now coming off of this obsidian, you'll have 1 temporary block with another slime off in this direction. Now off of this slime you want 1 slime block there and 1 slime block there. Now coming over this way, we want a slime block there, there, and there. No, sorry, there. And then we'll have like these 2 L shapes facing different directions connected to each other. Now, coming off of this block here, you want a wall and a detector rail with your minecart on it. And coming under here, we want a coral fan here. It can be any coral fan. I'm using a dead horn coral fan because it was the easiest to get in the creative inventory. But yeah, now when you're priming your TNT duper, don't place your TNT here because this will immediately blow up and destroy all your progress. What you want to do is you'll place the TNT here. And now to prime your TNT duper, what you're going to do is you're going to power this piston and then unpower it. And you can see TNT drop down and you have the TNT ready in your TNT duper again. So under this obsidian block, what you want to do is you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks under, with your 6th block being the floor level of your collection system. Now coming off of this block here, we're going to go out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks in this direction, and another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks in this direction. And going back to your center block, you want another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And from here to here, what you want to do is you want to fill it all in with a block of your choice. Now that you have your floor in, what you're going to do is you want to come off to the side and edge the platform with a little wall to contain your water. So now that your platform is all ready, what you're going to do is you want to come under your obsidian block here and break that one block. So coming under your hole in your platform here, what you're going to do is you're going to place one temporary block and a hopper along with another 3 temporary blocks and 3 more hoppers. Break your temporary blocks and place your chests under your hoppers like so. Now coming to the top here where your hole is, you want to place a rail and place 2 honey blocks off to the side. You can use chests here, it doesn't really matter. And then afterwards you're going to place a hopper minecart here. You're going to push it into the honey block. You're going to break the rail. And now if you go and push it into the corner, if you turn on hitboxes, you should be able to see that your hopper minecart is lying on this hopper and this hopper and this hopper just barely, and also on this hopper, meaning this hopper minecart will get pulled out by 4 hoppers at the same time, making this 4 times hopper speed. What you can do now is you can go ahead and break these honey blocks here, and then we start with the water. So now what you want to do for your water is in every corner, what you're going to do is you're going to place 2 blocks like this, and then you'll have this all along your platform, and then every block on the side that isn't one of these blocks, you're going to place down a water bucket. So say for this side, you're going to go until you hit the netherrack, and then you're going to skip the netherrack and go along this way. And you continue to do that for all 4 sides. And then once you're done, what you'll do is you'll destroy the blocks, and then everything will funnel into the inside. And it should be a air gap here. As you can see, there is no current that doesn't go straight towards the middle, so all your items should end up into your collection system down here. So what you want to do now is go back to your mud conversion system back here, and you're going to go into your dispensers at the back and fill them all up with empty glass bottles. Make sure they're completely filled up like this, and then what you're going to do is you're going to fill up your hoppers here. So this hopper will have a full 5 stacks, and this hopper will also have a full 5 stacks, except this slot has to have a bit less. That way, whenever there's an empty bottle in this dispenser, it can get dragged down, but the full water bottles can't. You'll repeat that for all the hoppers down below. And now what you're going to do is you're going to go up to these dispensers up at the top here, and you're going to go into each of them and completely top them up with water bottles. And once that is done, like so, you're going to go up to these hoppers over here and just top them up just to be safe. You don't have to do this, it's just good to have. Make sure that your first go of this using this converter will always be safe. I apologize for this repeater here. This has to be on 4 ticks instead of 3 ticks. It was an error in my tutorial making skills. So make sure you go fix that, otherwise your farm will break. So now that is your dirt to mud converter completely finished. What you can now do, you can come along over here with your stack of dirt in survival mode, of course. And you can just aim your cursor right at that block over there and turn on whatever Autoclicker or your key for your right click, and then the system will work. As you can see, my hotbar is being refilled by the droppers to my right, and you can hear the TNT in the background. And I'll get the carpet bot out so I can show you that this all completely works. Carpet bot is now ready, so we're gonna go activate him. Now he's placing the dirt. And you can see here it turns into mud right away. Now the pulse extender is activated, activating the clock, and we've got ourselves a TNT duper working for a mud converter. And as you can see, all the drops come down here, get picked up, get put into these chests here. And that is your dirt to mud converter complete. Thank you all for watching this tutorial. If you want to see more, I will be uploading more tutorials to this channel at a later date. If you want to see me live, I stream live on Twitch 3 times a week at noon Australian Eastern Standard Time. I'll see you all there. Have a good day and bye.